Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I just wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about some people. No, girl. Well, yeah, I still want to talk about some people, but um, we're going to talk about love and marriage, Huntsville. Usually, that's my introduction for hot topics. Um, but I guess it doesn't matter, girl. We down here talk about some people, and those people are the cast of Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Um, so let's just get into it. It is so gorgeous outside. I feel like I need to be out on somebody's patio having a little cocky. Shout out to everybody outside having a cocky on this gorgeous day. When I tell y'all the wind is blowing, honey, the sun is out. It is gorgeous outside. Yes, this is the type of weather I love. I love this type of weather. I can be outside all day when it's like this. But girl, in the summertime, when it feel like the devil is just sitting outside in Indian style on the concrete, honey, I got to be on the inside. And every time I pass by during a girl when it be 100, girl, one time it was 118 degrees here in Houston, and girl, the girls are still out on Sunday Fun Day. I said, girl, you know what type? I said, you know what type of heathen? Let me lock my doors. You know what type of heathen you gotta be to be outside in this weather? 118 degrees outside. I think it was 108 degrees, not 118. I think it was 108 degrees. Girl, you know how much of a heathen you gotta be to stand outside drinking alcohol? Girl, throwing it back in a circle. Girl, y'all gonna die. Girl, I was in the house. I think I had to go to the store that day. And I passed by and I saw the people. I said, girl, y'all doing too much. Anyways. Um, so Martell. Martell is going off. He said, God don't play and I don't either. You know, for whatever reason, Martell is getting worked up. I guess he feels like he's the only one that can disrespect Melody. He's getting worked up because, you know, I guess he feels like Marceau is in a way disrespecting Melody and what she's done. I said, I wish he would have had this frame of thought before he stepped out and started throwing all up in Ariane. I wish you would have appreciated what you had. You know, sometimes they say you don't miss it until it's gone. But nonetheless, he's going off. He's talking to Chris and Fred, and he's upset. Um, he basically said that girl, Marceau would still be down to the movie theater in those big old Steve Harvey suits if it wasn't for me and my woman. Girl, quiet as it's kept if it wasn't for your woman. Okay. That made a good team. You know, Martell was the you know, the builder, and Marceau, I mean, and Melody was the brains. But see that what that's what happens. Girl, it don't matter how much strength you got. If you ain't got nothing up here, girl, you see what happened when Melody decided to girl get ghost. Anyways, girl, let's talk about Tisha. Tisha and her daughters, you know, they're Tisha. I'm not gonna let Tisha play in my face like this. Tisha, girl, this is what I want to know. When you said that this hair care business, you started this, I guess you and your daughter started this 4 or 5 years ago. Now it's been a lot of episodes. Love and Marriage Huntsville. They'll give you 30 episodes in one season. Okay, that was one time, but still, that was still too much. Um, I ain't never, or at least I don't remember, Tisha ever mentioning a hair care line until last year. So when she said that this has been in the works for 4 or 5 years, I was like, "Well, girl, why haven't we heard about this until last year?" I think what happened, girl, I don't even think that happened, girl. Tisha, girl, Stormy came onto the show, and girl, you hurried up and threw some stuff into a bottle. Can I say something? I understand that Tisha Tisha is starting up this company for her girls. They're new. It's new. That packaging had me like hollering on the inside. Let me tell y'all something. I used to work at Nordstrom. I know Nordstrom is like a multi-billion dollar, like I know, but it still ain't got nothing to do with your packaging. Either you're gonna do it right or don't do it at all. This is how we used to do it at Nordstrom, right? Anything that was cosmetic, whether it was anything that was fragrance, even a tube of lipstick, a one tube of lipstick, anything that had to do with makeup, hair, skin, anything, cologne, anything like that. Girl, you don't put that in a bag. Tisha was putting those bottles in a bag, and it looked as if, I don't know, it looked as if they were just going to get the bottles and throw them inside of the bag. Girl, y'all not going to try to make it look presentable. That, first of all, the bottles shouldn't even be inside of no goddamn envelope. They should be inside of a box. Anything that came from Nordstrom, I don't know if they still do it today, but that's how they did it when I was there, and I was there for 8 years. Anything that was skin related, body, lipstick, chapstick, it doesn't matter. We have to put that stuff in a box. So that's why sometimes, I know some of y'all probably get aggravated if you order just a little tube of lipstick and then you get a big old box, because that's the way that they package it up. They're not putting that in no envelope. The only thing we really put in envelopes are clothes, and the clothes had to be under a certain price point. Or, I'm sorry, they had to be a certain brand. It didn't matter if it was a Versace shirt that was on sale for $5. You wouldn't see it for $5, but it wouldn't matter because it was Versace. We're not wrapping no Versace shirt and folding it up and putting it in a envelope. Girl, you can put that on a hanger, put that in some plastic, and put it in a box. You see what I'm saying? So I just want Tisha to kind of brush up on her packaging, especially with you sending out bottles. Those should be in boxes. And I want you to do a little, throw a little tissue in the box, right? Because the last thing people want to get is a box, and girl, all you hear is because ain't nothing, it ain't no stuffing in the box. That kind of drove me insane, but that's something that just came from Nordstrom. But yeah, it's things like that does make a difference in the customer feeling as if, okay, you know who does a good job at packaging? Girl, Saks Fifth Avenue. Girl, the couple, because I'm not a big Saks Fifth person. Um, but the couple of things I have purchased from Saks Fifth, girl, I tell you, the packaging, girl, it's like you don't even want to tear up the box. You open up the box, it's Saks Fifth written on the inside of the box, and then they have it taped, and then they have the paper, even if it's a shoe. Girl, I said, oh baby, this is sickening. Now they ain't do all that at Nordstrom. They'll put your shit in a box, but girl, they're not gonna do all that, okay? Anyways, girl, let's go on. Yeah, just teach you work on your packaging, girl, because that's a mess from what I saw. I did like when Marceau said, if you're all about money, your business will fail. Like I said, that's one thing I do believe. If you're just about the money, of course you want the money, okay? Um, but if that's all it's about, it's not gonna work out for you because you in it for the wrong reasons. That's probably why the little stuff that Marceau got going on. You're not making no money off of it because, girl, you in it probably just for the money, right? Instead of you being in it because, girl, your heart is in it. Maybe if your heart was in it, then you will see the money. But because you probably got in it to see if I can make some money, that's probably why you're not making no money. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, girl, Marceau was right. That's what I'm saying, girl. Listen, I know Marceau get on our nerves, but Marceau be telling the truth sometimes. And this is how I look at it, okay? Marceau says that basically when Marceau and Tisha have a conversation, and he basically says that when Tisha, with Stormy walking in the room, the way she walked in the room, it set the tone. It did. Stormy walked into that room, not speaking. Okay, so this is the time that we own. Everybody walked in the room, spoke. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, it might be fake, but sometimes you gotta fake it until you make it. In my opinion, I get that what Marceau did was completely unprofessional. It's the principle. But girl, it's one thing for you to address the situation like Stormy did in that moment with Marceau and in front of Tisha at the Expo. It's another thing for Stormy to continue to drag this on for girl as long as she's dragging it on. Girl, it's not that deep. It was deep enough for you to address it. I understand and stand beside her. But after that one conversation, girl, we done. This is a situation with Stormy where I start to look at Stormy like, girl, what are you doing? And it looks like also Stormy pulls strings when it comes to her husband. Because quiet as this kept, I know I'm getting ahead of myself for next week's episode, and I could be wrong. Courtney ain't got no reason, unless he just doesn't like Marcel's personality based off what he's seen on a TV show. But Marcel ain't did nothing to Courtney personally to the point where he should feel where he should like dislike Marcel and not want to be around Marcel, unless Courtney comes out and says, well, I don't like Marcel because I watched the show and I don't like the way he moved. Then I would be like, okay. But until he say that, in my head, you really ain't got no reason to dislike Marcel. Because Marcel really ain't did nothing to y'all. He really, to me, he hasn't, has he? Anyways, Marcel basically talks about Stormy making slick comments. I didn't like that. Tisha, they play a flashback clip. Tisha met up with Stormy. They have a conversation. Tisha let Stormy know she didn't like her calling Marcel the B word. I really don't want to go back to disliking Stormy, and I don't want to. Especially over what it feels like it's over Marcel. But I'm not gonna sit here and play this game with Stormy. I'm not playing this game with nobody. Stormy literally set her black ass right there in front of Tisha and was like, did it bother you when I called him a bitch? What you think? What if, shout out to Contessa from Married to Medicine. What if Tisha called Courtney the definition of a big ass bitch? That's what Contessa told Sawyer. You would have a fit. What if Marceau called you a bitch? Ask Courtney, would he be upset? We're not gonna sit here and play this game as if calling someone a bitch, especially if it's not a friend, your good Judy, that is not disrespectful. Because even if you are a woman walking up to another woman calling a woman who you don't know a bitch, girl, it's probably gonna be some furniture moving. So I don't know why Stormy is sitting here playing this mind game with Tisha. If anything, Tisha should have cut Stormy ass out. Sorry. I'm not gonna play this game with you. What if I call Courtney big ass a bitch? Would you like it? He's just sassy. You know that I'm gonna go ahead and say it, even though I don't get worked up over it. But I'm gonna say this: when y'all start talking about, oh girl, that's sassy, that's zesty, that's your way of low key trying to say he a faggot or he act gay. But I'm gonna move on though. I'm gonna leave that alone. That's a conversation for another day. Okay. Did y'all hear what Stormy said that she been a bitch since she was 4 years old? I said that sounds something like her mama told her. Who the fuck goes around, girl? Who the fuck going around talking about I was a bitch? I've been a bitch since I was 4 years old. Girl, what? I need therapy. I need y'all to get some therapy. We all need some therapy, but honey, girl, for you to sit here and say that you've been a bitch since you was 4, somebody told you that. All right. Marceau says that he has never, I guess, in a way, like held women back when it comes to business. He's never really said anything that will make them think that I guess he isn't for women when it comes to business. Let me tell you something, Marceau. I was just on your side. Now I'm hopping off the train, Marceau. I want to give some examples of what I mean of you. There's no way to turn it off and turn it on. If you are misogynistic and sexist at home, it translates to work. I'm sorry. If you are racist out in the real world, you are racist at work. If you are homophobic or transphobic in the real world or outside of work, when I say the real world, outside of work, it goes into your job. There's no way that you can be a racist and then go to work and then stop not being, and then start, then stop being a racist. There's no way that you can be sexist and then when you get to work, you stop being sexist. Let me give you some examples of sexism and misogyny, okay? From Marceau. Marceau, Tisha, your wife, has come into your business, turned your business from the negative to the positive, and you still don't give Tisha the respect that she deserves. And she is supposedly over 85% of the motherfucking company. But you sit here and say that you don't hold women back in business. That's a lie. I just gave you an example. Even with you telling Nell to her face that you thought that Chris brought home the bacon and she was just a pretty wife, that is a form of sexism and misogyny, sir. Because you think that this woman can't excel in business. She's just a pretty face. Even with you telling Melody, as long as you have known Melody, that the only thing you thought she did was sell a couple of fucking t-shirts. That right there is holding Melody back in business, because you got the nerve to get your black ass in front of the camera, in front of all the viewers, and reduce her down to nothing but a Teespring account. Knowing damn well that woman done did much more than that. And then tell her to her face, girl, every time I look up, you just looking for something to stick against the wall. So no, Marceau, sorry. You can't turn it off. All right. Even low key, I don't know if this is a good analogy, but even when Tisha had told Marceau that she wanted him to get a male secretary and he wanted a female secretary. But girl, that's probably because he won't. Let me shut up. Stormy feels. I think Stormy. I think she said. I think either Stormy feels or Tisha. I think Stormy feels like Marceau pokes the bear. Listen, this is the thing with Marceau. Marceau, there's a fine line with Marceau. Marceau likes to give good TV, but we also can't just take away that Marceau is who he is. I think sometimes what happens is some of us get caught up into, oh, he's just giving us good TV. Yeah, but a lot of the way that Marceau thinks and believes, that's how he thinks, and that's what he believes, right? So I think what Marceau does, like Marceau gets a high when the girls get worked up, right? Like he gets a high when he goes back and like I think the bitch stuff probably bothered Marceau, right? But for the most part, I think Marceau kind of gets a high out of like going back and forth with the girls. I don't think that Marceau. I don't mind them being on Marceau's ass like they're on Marceau's ass, but I don't think that has Marceau really done anything to poke Stormy. I don't know. I can't remember. I said all that. I said all that and don't remember if he did or not. Girl, let's move on. Go. Cammy and Andrea. Girl. Kimmy. Oh, girl. Y'all know Kimmy is my girl. Somebody online said that somebody said online that Kimmy ain't no different than Tisha. She's just more articulate. I said, oh my god. Said, oh my god. I just I'm not that friend. And I know I'm not that friend. I've told a friend before to get a divorce. So y'all see what type of time I'm on. Okay? I don't play those games. And I'm not talking about I'm telling you to get a divorce because oh y'all got into an argument over girl, over something stupid. I'm talking about once it gets to a point where I know where it's like, okay, girl, it's okay. You see what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm trying to say. When it gets to a point where it's like, okay, things may be physical. Y'all get. It's a wrap. It's a wrap for me. Ain't none of that. Oh, let's work it out. Somebody got too angry. It's there's no way I could have been Andrea sitting there in front of Kimmy's face talking about sex toys. Because the first thing I would have said was, girl, the motherfucker don't know you still low key, girl, just got over cancer. Girl, you still got some shit to wrap up before I guess you all the way 100% in the clear. Girl, why are we having this conversation about trying to get your sex drive back up when, bitch, you damn near had 1 foot in it? I'm talking about if I was Andrea. I'm not calling Kimmy a bitch. But I'm saying, like, if I was Andrea, that's what I would be saying. Like, girl, you had 1 foot into glory, girl, and you over here trying to get your pussy to work again, girl. Fuck your pussy and fuck that nigga, girl. We need to try to get you back to a healthy spot. We're not having no conversations about, girl, trying to give Marceau some pussy at the end of the day. No, we're gonna work on you, and then once you get back together, girl, and you 100%, then if we're still having issues with, your sex drive, then we can start having conversations about, okay, what can we do to get you back? Because I don't like the fact that, I feel, for me, it feels like it hasn't been long. That's what I'm trying to say. It feels like it hasn't been long enough for us to be having these conversations about Kimmy's sex drive. That's what I feel. I could be wrong. Because even when Marceau, girl, all the same, Maurice, girl, and Kimmy were having a conversation, I felt like Kimmy was still saying, I have a few more doctor's appointments, and then he's sitting here telling you, girl, it's mental. Girl, what? I could see if Kimmy was done with doctor's visits, done with seeing doctors, and like a couple of months had passed by, and she was like, girl, I see something is going on, girl. Girl, I'm over here patting her. She not waking up. Girl, wake up, girl. Girl, wake up. I could see if it had been a few months after everything was in the clear, she was done with doctors and all that stuff. But girl, she's still going to doctor's appointments, isn't she? Girl, that's girl. Girl, don't call. Girl, don't tell me you got cancer and then turn around and tell me, girl, you over here trying to, girl, get your coochie to work. Girl, the first thing I'm gonna say is for what? And then your husband tell you that it's mental. Will Maurice be open to a therapist, like a sex therapist? I put no because he knows everything. Let me tell you, this is what Maurice does, just like the other niggas do. Because Kimmy, I think one of Kimmy's frustrations is that she says something and then, girl, they can go to therapy or somebody else says it, and then all of a sudden, girl, a light bulb goes off. No, a light bulb does not go off. Maurice is basically saying whatever he needs to say to the therapist to get her to shut the fuck up. So I'm going to go into this therapy session. I'm going to say, oh, that makes sense. Right. So then the therapist will think, because they don't plan on going back, it's going to be a one and done, right? Or however many sessions you signed up for. 2 out of 2, 3, 4, right? I'm going to sit here in front of this therapist and say, oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. I finally get it. But then as soon as you go back home, girl, he back to thinking the same way he thought before he walked into the goddamn building. That's exactly what Maurice does. Maurice is not going to change because Maurice is just like Marceau. They think they know everything. She tells Kimmy to probably do a sexy photo shoot that'll probably make her feel sexy. Kimmy says she'll try it. She'll know if it'll help her, but she'll try it. Whatever, girl. Marceau and Tisha, I guess, are trying to shoot a commercial. I guess they're having like a gambling. I guess they're trying to throw like, I guess. I guess they're trying to, girl. I don't know, girl. I guess they're trying to like give back to the community. Tisha, I don't want Tisha or Marceau handling nobody's money or trying to have no foundation to help people build a house. When, girl, every time we look up, girl, you trying to build a house, girl, y'all ain't done. Girl, it just gives me like, girl, I won't, girl, I just will want to see the books, girl. I don't know if I will feel comfortable giving Tisha and Marceau money to help out a family or families, because every child deserves a home, and we know you over here struggling to get a home. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with Chris and Martell in that house. I don't know. Girl, I don't know. I don't know, girl. Chris is at the house putting a for sale sign up. I thought Chris had said the house and I already sold. I don't know, child. Chris is outside putting a for sale sign up in the yard. Martell got to get at the house. I will say this much. It's not like people don't still live in homes while they're trying to sell them. So even if Martell was still living in the home, I don't think that would affect people still coming to see the home. They would just have to, of course, Martell would need to make sure the house is clean. People come to see the house, and then that's it. I don't know what's going on with that house at Martell and Chris. Girl, so you got Martell and Marcel going back and forth. You got two ain't shit niggas, girl, trying to expose each other and see who and see who, girl, the biggest ain't shit nigga. Marcel, to me, like a girl, Martell was right. Here we go. A broken clock is right twice a day. This nigga is fine. God damn. Girl, he big and thick. Oh. If I ain't gonna see nothing else, I'm gonna see a fine ass nigga. All right. Marcel sounds dumb. Martell is right. We already talked about this. Regardless of the business this is the thing. Marcel has in his head that first of all, Marcel full of shit because you didn't have an issue with Melody speaking on the panel until girl money started coming up, which means girl the issue is not what she does; it's the fact that girl you just didn't want to pay her. You felt like the information was valuable enough for the audience, but you don't think it was valuable enough if you have to pay her. Full of shit. Like I said the last time, Marceau is making this about us basically being on reality TV and us being able to start what we started due to us having these platforms. The thing is, the majority of the country, the world, girl, they're not on reality TV. When you really break it down, even with all the reality TV shows that we have, it's 7, 8, girl, 9, 10, probably 15 people on a reality show once you consider the husbands, the cast, a friend of the show, right? And once you start to look at like the Love and Hip Hops, the Real Housewives, the Love and Marriages, girl, even the Vanderpump Rules, girl, that's probably what a few thousand people. So the point that I'm trying to make is, with it being so little amount of people in reality TV, that does not mean that someone who's watching the TV show does not aspire to have exactly or do what you are doing. So if someone wants to start a lounge, why not, even though you started the lounge because of your platform, get up there and tell the people this is how you probably start a lounge? Hello? If somebody wants to start a champagne in a bottle, even though you started that champagne company or your line on TV, why not get up and say these are the steps you take? Hello, Marcel be thinking that's the thing, and it's the truth. Like Stormy said, he be thinking. I think Kiki said it too. He thinks that he's the smartest person in the room, and the stuff that he says just does not make sense. It doesn't. Most of Candy's business has been on came about since she's been on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Before that, Candy was a songwriter. I mean, a songwriter, a singer, right? But everything else, I ain't gonna say everything else, but a lot of her stuff came to her while she was on the show. So are you saying that she shouldn't be able to speak to people who may want to start a restaurant? Even though we know OLG is successful, even though Ty got them people down there sitting in the dark, but we know that's a successful business. Marceau sounds crazy to me. He just sounds crazy. I don't know. Does that make sense what I just said? Because I feel like I'm making sense. Martell is right. It shouldn't matter when we started the business. It's about getting the information out there to the people. Um, I don't care about Marcel and Martell. I really don't. Because Marceau, he talk in circles. The shit he be saying don't be making no sense most of the time. He write twice out the day, just like Martell write once or twice out of the day. But other than that, girl, they a mess. I didn't care about this back and forth because you had two ain't shit niggas, girl, trying to expose each other. Who the biggest ain't shit nigga? Martell made the most sense. Okay, I guess I will say it. Martell made the most sense in this conversation when it pertained to basically having people speak and basically not shooting down somebody, because they started what they started due to reality TV, or not shooting down what somebody's doing because you don't find it, you don't have a high opinion about it, or you don't find it valuable. I thought somebody was behind me. Did Martell borrow money from Marcel? I believe he did. Girl, we're not gonna sit here and act like at one point Martell didn't have no money. Melody let us know that. He let us know his credit score had dropped 100 points. He ain't had no money. Melody was taking care of the kids, I think, for a year by herself. Remember, Melody said this. So I don't think it's too far fetched that Martell borrowed some money from Martell borrowed some money from Marcel. I believe Marcel when he said it. Um, and then Marcel said something about did he say he would rather have people on the panel who have failed at business? I don't know, girl. Marcel, you're not even a business person. Girl, you got some businesses, but girl, you are not someone who I would. Girl, let me shut up. Kiki and Melody. Kiki meets up with Melody. Kiki girl. Kiki, do you love me? Kiki, this is what I think is going on with Kiki. I think that Kiki is trying to change the course of the storyline by bringing up that Marceau supposedly cheated on Tisha and had a threesome. Tisha, who is this Aladdin nigga walking? Girl, look at this nigga. Girl, he is fine as hell. Girl, and he got a steaking ass walk. Girl, look at him. Girl, look. That thing is sexy. Oh, Aladdin Muhammad motherfucker. Girl, go! Do you see him? Girl, you can't even really see. He right there. You see him? Girl, that thing was fine as hell. And he looked like he was bow-legged and pigeon-toed at the same. I love a man and a woman with an old stinking nasty walk. I love it. Yes. Kiki, I want to know, did you have your son? Let's talk about it. Kiki, you meet up with Melody talking about that Stormy was probably mad because of the way that he came at. Kiki says that she think he came at Stormy disrespectfully. No, he didn't come at Stormy disrespectfully. He came at Stormy unprofessionally. Okay, girl. It wasn't a professional way that he came at Stormy, but I wouldn't say that it was a disrespectful way. And Stormy took it personally. Okay. She says Marceau is facetious and think he's smarter than you. She said Marceau was different before the fame. I have a hard time believing that. I remember first season Marceau. Marceau got his ass on TV, girl. That's the thing about Marceau showed us who he was from the get go. It wasn't no hiding it like Maurice. Okay, I always thought Maurice was probably one of the best men in America. I used to damn near be in love with Maurice, quiet as his kept. Then I found that he was an ancient nigga too. I said, "Ooh, girl." I said, girl, well, his slip showing. One day I saw Maurice slip showing, and then I said, oh my God, no, no. Girl, never sent, honey. Mm. Anyways, Marceau was on the show basically telling us. Remember, Marceau told us that those are not his kids; those are Tisha's kids. He's just the father. Remember, he said Marceau been a mess. You're a hot ass mess. So I don't know I don't know what Kiki's saying that how he was before the fame. Girl, I don't know. Kiki, this is what I think you're doing. I think that you have come your ass back down to the TV to deflect from the fact that people are saying you had your son down to Home Depot and y'all was stealing. Not y'all, you were stealing with your son. And I think now you have came your ass back in front of our TV screen, bringing us some shit that we don't care about. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. At first, it was, okay, girl, yeah, I think Marceau was cheating on Tisha. At this point, I don't give a damn. We're not going to keep talking about Marceau cheating on Tisha. Tisha don't give a damn. And at this point, if y'all not going to produce no evidence, I don't want to hear it. You keep coming out here, and then you want to then. And I'm sorry, I'm about to take up Tisha and Marceau for a second. Kiki want to bring her ass down to the TV screen as Tisha's cousin, right? Because don't forget that the reason why why Kiki got a full-time spot is because Kiki decided to bring us some shit that was no longer that was over. She brought up that Tisha, I guess that Marceau had made fun of the fact that she was addicted to prescription pills, right? Now, mind you, or they were laughing or something like that. I can't remember. Now, mind you, this happened 5 years prior, I think, to them having the conversation on camera. And from what Tisha said, they talked about it, and I guess all was forgiven. Kiki brings it back up after we done talked about it, and you said we was done, right? That's how Kiki was introduced to us. Well, got a full-time spot, in my opinion. Girl, you not gonna close your door? Ooh, girl, white people, girl. It's this white man and this it's this white man and this white woman in front of me. This car was trying to pull into the parking spot beside them. The white man was by the driver's door. The car trying to pull in, he walked off and just leave the driver's door open. So the car started, that's what I would have did. I would have did the same thing. The car started pulling in, I would have did the same thing. He catches an attitude, started mumbling under his breath, so he walked back to close the door. You saw that big ass goddamn it's a Tahoe. You saw this big ass Tahoe pulling into this spot, and you still left that door wide open. And now you want to have an attitude. White people be getting on my nerves. That was so unnecessary. How you gonna have an attitude because you left your door wide open and you saw that big ass black? That's a big ass. Y'all know how big a Tahoe is? Hello. You saw that big ass Tahoe pulling in, and you still left the door open and walked around the car, and then had to come back and then close the door because that car because the Tahoe kept pulling in. You about to get your door knocked off, sir. That would have been me. Okay, you want to play these motherfucking games? I'm still gonna pull into this parking spot because I know you see this big ass truck. Anyways, yeah, Tisha, girl, girl. Oh, Tisha and Marceau. Yeah, so Kiki back down to the show, and now Kiki started talking about Marceau and I guess cheating on Tisha. Or she either joined in on the conversation. I'm not gonna say she started it on the show, but she didn't start it. She joined in on the conversation, and then she started filming with Melody at Melody's house. So Kiki ain't innocent, y'all. And now you wonder why Tisha don't want to fool with you. In my opinion, Tisha got every reason not to want to fool with Kiki, and Marceau do too. Look how Kiki been moving since she got on the show. Now you done brought your ass back down to the camera, right? Girl, is this a spot where all the fine men be? There go another Muhammad Aladdin. What is going on? Girl, I'm about to start coming over here making my videos because this is what all the niggas be. I done saw 2 fine white men. I done saw 2 fine black men and 2 girl, 2 Middle Eastern men. And all of them been fine. Well, I done seen more men than that. But them the 6. I need to start coming up here and make my videos. I'm gonna start making my videos on the roof. Girl sitting there in Indian style. All with my leg crossed. Yes, hey, how y'all doing? Hey, Muhammad. Hey, Tyrone. Hey, John. Yeah, but that's how Tisha got back on the that's how this review is getting way too motherfucking long. That's how Kiki got back on the show. If I was more so in Tisha, I won't fuck with Kiki either. Girl, we supposed to be cousins. Then you come on the show, bringing us some shit that we already talked about. Then you join in, then you go over there and talk to a woman that said I was her enemy, right? Right? And now you joining in on the rumors about my husband cheating on me. And now you telling conversations that we had prior to us even being on this show. And now you coming back after the girls and said your ass was down there to the Home Depot stealing. And they want to start bringing up rumors again about my husband cheating on me. I would not fuck with Kiki if I was Tisha. She wouldn't have 2 motherfucking words to say to me. And Tisha, a better woman I could ever be, girl. Ooh, girl. Y'all better than me, girl. I'm talking about, and when I say I'm talking about if I was Tisha. But me and Tisha would have told Maurice and Kimmy House up. Girl, we're gonna talk about it next week. I'm getting ahead of myself. Baby, girl, I tell you, Kiki damn near drowned. Tisha. Girl. Me, baby, the way I would have ran across that motherfucking table, so bitch, me and Kiki would have towed that house up. Do you hear me? I said, "Oh, baby, Tisha got." Ooh, I said, "Tisha, oh, girl, Tisha, oh, Tisha, girl, you got some restraint, girl. That girl just drowned you. This ain't love and hip hop, right? Well, girl, you get girl. By the time you get up, girl, 50, 55 security guards are ran up, girl. They ain't really got security on set like that I haven't seen, right? So, girl, the way that me and Kiki, bitch, me and Kiki, bitch, girl, I said, oh, this girl just threw a pot of water. I said she just threw a pot of water in this girl's face. And Tisha just like, yeah, I'm getting soon as I would have been able to see, I would have girl ran across that table. I'm not playing them games. Anyways, yeah, Kiki, girl, I don't want to hear them stories about Marcel having no threesome, girl. We done. We done with Marcel's cheating. At the end of the day, girl, Tisha ain't going nowhere, girl. I don't know. We know these niggas are stupid. But I don't. That's all I was. I hope that Marcel not that stupid enough to still be out here cheating. Even though I do think he was. Hello. Because on Mad Day, the niggas gonna tell you. Saw you remember Martell told us that Marcel had 20 girlfriends. I said he ain't probably got 20, but he probably got 1 or 2. Okay. Anyways, I'm done talking. This video was too goddamn long. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.